Encyclopedia of Social Reform, 1897. The Second Amendment is listed as an obviously individual right alongside trial by jury and free speech. Timothy Dwight, president of Yale in the early 1800s. He traveled 18,000+ miles through New England on foot, by horse, and by carriage. He wrote about this in 1821 in order to correct misperceptions he heard from Europeans and others. 1. He takes it as fact that every man is permitted, and indeed required in some, if not all states, to possess firearms. They weren't rare. 2. He firmly believed people owning arms did not increase crime, if properly educated as children.
The citizen is not permitted to bear arms, formidable to none but tyrants. Citizen soldiers, should ever a foreign or domestic tyrant insult you by daring to command you to deliver up your arms, may you send him back the Spartan answer, come and take them. Remember the right to bear them, looks for safety, and fears no violence, while you retain them.
In Volume 2, the author covers the Bill of Rights. What was the core meaning of the Second Amendment? It was the private right to bear arms. It was always an individual right. Swedish attaché and accomplished soldier who wrote a series of letters from 1818 to 1820 on his trip to American. Once again, another example of people understanding the right to bear arms was an individual right. It was always an individual right. The Prohibition Tangle by John Erskine. The Constitution was amended, for example, to secure to the citizen the right to bear arms. 19th century, the Constitutional Manual for Academies and Schools. What provision is there for the right to bear arms? Answer: in Federal Constitution, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. 1792. It follows then that our citizens must submit to such discipline as will constitute them a well-regulated military force. Well-regulated does not mean laws. 1792. It follows then that our citizens must submit to such discipline as will constitute them a well-regulated military force. Well-regulated does not mean laws. Ransom Gillett in his 1871 civics book that the right to bear arms is an individual, personal right. A man may arm himself for a case of probably danger. He may do it with a view to no specific occurrence, and he may do it in self-defense. Who can object to it? That's very clear that there's no requirement to be in an active militia, nor is bear arms restricted to militia. U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice, Senior of the Declaration of Independence, James Wilson said, "The right of the citizens to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned."